Hi, welcome to Squishy Exclusive. Let's give these squishies a makeover. This bear is really cute. This unicorn seahorse is a bit grimy, so I'm going to merge them together. I'm just going to trim off the bumpy seam on the top of his head. A quick look around at the other seams, but they are okay. So I just need to go over him with the sandpaper so the fabric paint will stick, because he is quite smooth. You can see he's got a slight tear on his neck, but that will be sealed up with the fabric paint. Now moving on to the seahorse, I'm just carefully snipping off the pieces that I want. So the horn and the wings. I'm not turning the bear into a unicorn, he's going to be wearing a unicorn costume. I realise a unicorn with wings is actually an alicorn, but our baby bear doesn't know that. Now to add all the pieces to the bear, I used fabric glue except for the bit at the end of the mane, which I used super glue. In order to really seal the pieces to the squishy really well, I've gone round it with some puffy paint, which fills in the gaps, makes it nice and smooth, and looks like all the pieces are meant to be together. And the same on the other side, filling in all the gaps, especially the broken bit at the end of the mane, and the same with the wings. It really does make a difference to the final result if you do this. After this is dried, it needs a white base coat. I just so happen to have some spray paint left over, but you don't have to do this. You can just use the normal fabric paint with a brush. Now he's ready for painting. I already sketched out where I wanted the face to be on the costume. I decided on a white costume, so I'll start painting it, see how it looks, see how many layers I might need. It needs to look substantial and not like it's just a white base coat. I'm using soft matte fabric paint instead of slick fabric paint, just because it covers a bit better and gives a nice finish. I started by going around the face. I don't know why I did that. I was just making it harder for myself, which I realised after a few layers went on. I just kept adding more layers until I thought it was done. You can't really tell until you've added the other colours. And now I'm starting with the ears. The bear is going to be brown. As I was painting the ears, I realised it really did need one more thick layer of white, and I was realising I really didn't like the shade of brown that I'd picked. I wanted it to be a much richer shade. I've redrawn where the face needs to be, and I'm starting with my new shade of brown for the bear. As soon as I started painting, I knew it was the right colour. So I'm starting on the face. This is just the first coat, so once it's built up a few layers, it will look really, really nice. The colour choices will make it really obvious which part is the bear and which is his costume, hopefully. I'm trying to be as neat as I can going around the lines, but the good thing is you can always touch up later if you make a mistake. Now onto the feet. And let's see how it looks with several layers. It looks really good. Now here's where the cuteness begins to appear. I'm painting his feet a very pale pink. He's a baby bear with big feet that won't fit in a costume, so that's why they stick out. The same pink for the nose, for consistency. I'm using a dotting tool for these sections, and the same again for the ears. Now that's done, moving on to the horn. I decided on metallic gold straight from the bottle and then smoothing out with a brush. I had to do quite a few layers on this one. I did feel that it still needed something extra, and I realised it was the base of the horn. So you can see here I did tiny dots of gold all the way around, and it just looks really finished and complete. Now onto the mane. I'm doing stripes of colour, but it's definitely not a rainbow. Starting with this blue and now purple. It was actually quite fiddly to do this part, probably because of the shape of the mane and all the grooves. So again, I just kept going with the layers until I was happy with it. And now a very pale pastel yellow and a pink. You can see here I've painted in a section around the ears, so it's really obvious where the hole in the costume is for the ear. Now onto the wings. I'm just using the same pale yellow as a base and then touches of the other colours, which just brings it to life. I still wasn't happy with the mane, so I added even more puffy paint and just filled it in again all the way around. And once it's dry, it will give it even more of a costume feel. I wanted to bring the gold somehow into the rest of the costume, so I decided to add little dots of gold all the way down the mane. The gold paint is quite thick, so they stay 3D, and tiny dots on the edges of the wings as well. Now onto the eyes. I've already sketched out the shape of the eyes, so when I paint them, hopefully they stay quite even. His eyes are this lovely shade of blue, and it will really stand out against the brown and the white. It's looking a bit creepy right now, so I'm adding in the pupils in very dark brown, not black. And also adding the outline of the eyes and a very subtle eyebrow in the same dark brown. I'm finding it easier just to turn the squishy upside down to do parts of it. And I'll just keep going until I'm happy with it, and then do the other eye. Now that's done, it's time to add the mouth, which I also did a very light pencil mark for. He's got a very cheeky little smile. I'm just turning it round and seeing all the little bits that need patching up, so that's what I'll do with a dotting tool and smoothing out with a brush. Now back to the face. There's definitely something missing, and it's the eye shine. Always make sure your eyes are completely dry when you're doing this, so if it goes wrong you can just wipe it off and start again. You can see the eye shine really does make a big difference, and now I'm doing the other eye in the same way. For the final touch on my baby bear, he is really happy, but he also looks really embarrassed to be seen in his costume, so he's going to be blushing. I'm just blending it slightly and then it should be done. Let's see what the original Squishies looks like. He was cute but a bit boring, so I turned him into this. A super cute baby bear in a unicorn costume. The mane and the wings look really good with the pastel colours against the white and the little pop of gold. And he is just so squishable, which you can hear. He is actually so slow rising, I had to speed the video up to 4 times speed because it took that long for him to come back to normal. And I almost don't want to squish him because he's just too cute. Thanks for watching, everyone. More squishy makeovers on the way. And it's bye from me, Squishy Exclusive. Bye.